Hey, what's up? It's Tony Zaza. Welcome back to my kitchen for another Foodie Fridays, and here we go with our second annual Foodie Fridays Big Game Cook-Off. We know the two teams that are going to be in the game, so we've taken two very popular dishes in each of those areas, and we're going to do something special with them today. We've got Philly, which is hands down known for the Philly cheesesteak sandwich, which we all know and love, and then you've got New England that is known for their delicious lobster and their lobster rolls. Last year we did the lobster rolls, so this year we're going to do something a little different. We're doing mac and cheese for both, but we're taking those popular ingredients from each of those cities and those areas and making homemade Philly cheesesteak mac and cheese and lobster mac and cheese. Both of them will be cooked on the big green egg. Oh, I cannot wait to taste both of these. And then at the end, we'll have a taste test. Whoever wins the taste test is going to be our prediction for winning the big game. Last year, you might remember, it was New England that took home the taste test trophy, and they won the game as well. One of the greatest comebacks in football history. So if you're ready, let's take a look at the ingredients. It's going to be a little chaotic for the next few minutes, but I can tell you when this is all said and done, you're going to have two delicious mac and cheese dishes that you can serve at your big game party this Sunday and do a little taste test of your own. You ready? Let's take a look at the ingredients. For our Philly cheesesteak mac and cheese, traditionally in Philly, they started off using Cheese Whiz, which that's an original, that's how it all started. But for this, to get a little bit more consistent mac and cheese, we're going to go ahead and go with provolone, but I wanted to give props to Cheese Whiz and the original Philly cheesesteak sandwich. We've got some mushrooms, we've got an onion, some a bell pepper, obviously the mac and cheese, and I've got some beautifully thin sliced ribeye that Wassie's did for me, and they'll do it for you. You just got to ask a day in advance, and they'll have it ready for you at the counter when it's time to go. For the lobster mac and cheese, we've got a beautiful lobster tail, Gruyere cheese we're going to shred. We've got some sharp cheddar, a little truffle salt, and then also whole milk that we're going to use for both of them. I didn't put flour out here. That's kind of a given when you do mac and cheese. And then some Kerrygold pure Irish unsalted butter. So that's kind of a glimpse. Oh, and I can't forget the beef broth. So that's kind of what we're working with. We're going to do this in two phases. It's going to be a lot. But the first thing we're going to do is we are going to butterfly this and get it prepped, and we are going to cook it on the big green egg, indirect heat, 350 degrees. That's what we're going to have it set at when we bake this mac and cheese anyway, so it's a perfect way to start off. I'll show you how to butterfly this here in just a second, and then we're going to butter it, season it with a little bit of that truffle salt, and let it go for 25 minutes, and then we'll start compiling all these different delicious mac and cheese dishes. And at the end, we're going to have a little taste test, and whichever mac and cheese wins the taste test is going to be our prediction for the winner of the big game on Sunday. Let's get this party started. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to butterfly this beautiful lobster tail, and we're going to take our shears and we're going to go right down the middle of it. We're going to open it up, pry it back, and then after you do that, you're going to take the bottom and work your finger underneath and slowly just pull it up from underneath. And then what you have is the nice big chunk of meat that you've pried open, slid back, and then just slide this back underneath. There you have it. Ready to go. Alright, now we're just gonna take our butter right on top. There you go. Truffle salt. This smells of something amazing. Just a little bit. And now it's ready to go on a big green egg. I'm going to do it on a cast iron just to help heat it up. 350 degrees, 25-30 minutes, and it'll be ready. We're in direct heat, 350 degrees, 25-30 minutes until it's cooked all the way through. Give it a nice smoky flavor. Yep, that is ready. Look at that. Woo! Now we're gonna let it cool before we make the mac and cheese. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is get the veggies going. I have onions, bell peppers. I love jalapenos on my Philly cheesesteak, so in these go. With the mushrooms. I'm using paper plates because I don't want to do a gazillion dishes tonight, so save one of these. And we're going to saute these till they're just right before soft. Then we're going to set them aside and get the meat going. So we're good on this. These are just about done. Set that aside, don't get them too far away because we're coming right back to them. Now, time for the deliciousness. Salt and pepper, and immediately you want to start breaking this up. All right. You just want it to where it's not pink anymore when we're almost there. Alright, we're good. Back in with the veggies. Mix that up so they all get nice and combined. Beef broth in. Just let that soak. Alright, our noodles are done, so we're going in. Looks about right. Maybe a little more, because half of this is going to be for the lobster. So we're going to turn this down and just let it kind of do its thing. And now we're going to start to work on the cheese over here. Alright, the butter's melted, so in with 2 tablespoons of flour, and we're going to mix that just to thicken it up a little bit. And then in with our milk. Two cups of milk, and then we're going to bring this to a boil. And then once this starts boiling, we're going to add the provolone cheese, get that melted, pour it over that, and this one will be ready to go. Alright, so this is right at a point where we're going to go ahead and add the cheese in. We're going to mix that well so we don't burn any of the milk. There we go. Now it's mixing nicely. Alright, this is nice and smooth. So again, we don't want to burn it. Into our pot, and then we're going to fold it in and pour it into our ramekins. Oh gosh, this smells Omers, it smells just like a Philly cheesesteak. It's crazy. Make sure it's all nice and mixed in. You don't want to lose anything. Turn this off. That's burning my forearm. Get back in here. There we go. All right. This one is ready to go. You see that? All right, we're going to keep this warm, and then we're going to start on the lobster mac right away. All right, so now we're going to start preparing the lobster mac. So we're going to heat a half a quart of milk, but we are not going to boil this. We're just going to warm it. So you don't want to get it too hot. And then over here, we've got 3 tablespoons of butter. All right, we've got the butter melted. We're going in with the 1/4 cup of flour. Whisk that until thick, just like we did earlier. All right, so I thought I was recording. Clearly I wasn't. So I just took the warm milk and put it in with the flour and butter mixture. And I'm gonna whisk this for about 2 minutes until it thickens up. Okay, so this has started to thicken up. Real nicely. So now we're gonna add the Gruyere, which I have already shredded. And then the sharp cheddar. And now we'll mix that until it melts nice. So you want to do this one off the heat so you don't burn. Oh yeah, this is mixing beautifully. You can go off and on, back and forth. This smells. This is going to be a perfect complement to that lobster. In with the noodles. Mix this down. A little pepper. We're going to add a little more of this truffle salt since that we season the lobster with. Just get a nice flavor. And then we're going to add our lobster. And then we're going to put it in our bowls. This. And now, 2 more tablespoons of butter. And then we're going to mix in the breadcrumbs. And we're going to sprinkle the top with the breadcrumbs. So we're going to go ahead, 1½ cups of breadcrumbs. You can do fresh breadcrumbs if you want. That should be plenty. Let's do 1 cup. Mix them up. Get them nice and buttery. And then take your mac and cheese and just sprinkle all over the top. Oop. It's alright. There's our Philly mac. And we're going to do one more thing to the Philly mac. We're just going to sprinkle it with a little more cheese. Look at that. And let that bake on top. On the egg, 35 minutes in direct heat. Let's go. Alright, here we go. Philly cheesesteak mac on. And New England lobster mac on. 25-30 minutes. Just watch till it bubbles and then you'll be good. Alright, so these have been on for about 35 minutes. They are bubbling and ready to come off. Manny and Nikki just showed up. Part of the taste team. And they're gonna put their Bostonian roots aside and help me decide which one is the best. So they're off the big green egg. On the left we have the Philly cheesesteak mac and cheese, and on the right we have the lobster mac and cheese, obviously representing Philly and New England. We're gonna portion these out. Manny and Nikki are here, and we are going to, based on taste alone, pick a winner. Hopefully they can set their New England roots aside, and they've converted me to a New England fan as well, but it's all about taste tonight, so if you're ready, let's take a bite. All right, so my friends Nikki and Manny are here, and they are gonna help us with the final taste test. This is the second annual Foodie Fridays Big Game Cook-Off, and we took something famous from each of the cities and incorporated them into mac and cheese. So obviously for New England, we have delicious Maine lobster, and then we also have a Philly cheesesteak mac and cheese as well. Now, these two are both like legit New Englanders. Is that proper?
Yeah.
Bostonians, whatever. They've converted me, but we are putting all fandom aside, and it comes down to the food, the flavor. That's all we're looking for here. Which one of these mac and cheese dishes are your favorite? So we're gonna taste, and then once we have a little taste, I'll ask each of you to place your vote. You ready?
Let's do it.
All right, dive in. Whichever one you wanna go first, don't say anything yet. They are screaming hot. They are fresh off the egg.
Wow.
Good?
Wow.
I mean, don't tell me which way yet,
Wow.
but dive into both.
Oh my gosh.
This is what you miss out on every Thursday,
Wow.
by the way. Oh, I mean, Friday. Oh, God. Okay,
Oh my.
here we go. That's what I was looking for.
You got exactly what I was looking for earlier.
Holy smokes. Now, we saw what New England did last year. Just to recap, well, I'm going to wait. I'm not going to recap yet because I don't want to influence this vote. Again, all like childhood, growing up, all the love for where you were born, food-wise only, flavor-wise only. Which of these mac and cheese do you think is the winner? Is it the Philly cheesesteak mac and cheese, or is it the New England lobster mac and cheese? I'm gonna start with you, Manny.
I am gonna go with New England still. And again, I put everything aside, but that lobster, oh my.
So I butterflied the lobster, basted it with butter, and then a little truffle salt on top. Okay, so you're going New England, 100% based on
100%.
flavor.
Yes.
Pinky swear?
100%.
Okay, pinky swear.
No doubt.
Nikki?
No question. New England. 100%.
Seriously?
What do you think?
I don't know, I gotta go back in. I'm trying not to be influenced. This peer pressure is like out of control.
Philly
No,
cheesesteak.
no, it's good.
Listen,
Philly's
it
good.
All right, here's the deal.
Like Philly cheesesteak. This tastes like just a mashup of every amazing flavor ever in mac and cheese. This is.
They're
stuff.
both phenomenal. And I mean, not to do this, but they're both amazing. I think we got a unanimous vote here.
Absolutely.
I think the New England lobster mac and cheese, hands down, absolutely incredible. As is the Philly, but New England just sneaks by
Yes.
and wins the second annual Foodie Friday Cook-Off, which guess what? We used this to predict the game. Last year, we were right. And this year, we will be right again.
Boom.
Proof.
All right, recipes down below. If you have any comments, please no hater-aid BS. Put the hater-aid down. It's all about the food. Have fun on Sunday. Feel free to make these. Maybe do side-by-side dishes and have your friends who are, you know, over, vote, whatever. I don't know. It's so good. I gotta go. Manny, Nikki, me. Thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe to the channel. Thanks for hanging. Bye.
See ya.
Go New England! Oh.